Oh, you've got to lift heavy, bro. Well, this is true. This is what you hear a lot. People say, oh, you've got to lift heavy weights if you want to get strong or if you want to get big and you want to build muscle. But what about if you do a comparison and look at the actual load of a bodyweight exercise? Because at the end of the day, body weight is a weight. You know, your weight of your body you can manipulate with different ways to try and achieve the load that you're after. So if we consider this and we look at the weights involved with a bodyweight exercise, we might actually be able to achieve just as much muscle and just as much strengthening as you would get from resistance training with weights. I mean, there's plenty of exercise that I've done and shown on my YouTube and my website, highlighting lots of bodyweight exercises that can really challenge the body. I mean, there's, for example, Nordic hamstring curls, can't even do a full repetition with bodyweight. Or pistol squats, can't do many of them. Or reverse Nordics, can't do a full repetition there either. So there are lots and lots of ways of challenging the body with body weight. So what we're going to look at here though is they actually tried to quantify the actual loads that are involved with a particular exercise. They were looking basically at press-ups. So you were looking at a comparison effectively between a normal full press-up, conventional press-up, compared to a flat barbell bench press. And also looking at a easier version on the knees press up as well to see what the values were with resistance level. And this is what they found. So they found the conventional press up actually was 64% of your body weight, which was what the load was. So if you weighed 100 kilograms, this would mean it would be the equivalent of doing a bench press with 64 kilograms, which is not too shabby. It's not as heavy as probably someone at 100 kilograms usually on average would lift, but it's still pretty good. And certainly therefore has the capacity to build muscle and also build strength. So what about the press up off the knees? Now obviously you've got to be careful with this one. It depends on your knee placements. The closer your knees are to your hands, the easier it is. The further away they are, the harder it is, which means you can sort of manipulate this gradually as a form of increasing resistance over time, because that's one of the things people say. Press ups, it's all or nothing. How do you advance the load without adding some load on top of your body, which is impossible to do on your own, or very difficult unless you've got a weighted jacket or something. So obviously using your knee position is a way, if you're a little bit weaker, to build into that. So what do they find with this off the knees press up in comparison to bench press? They found that it was 49% of body weight. So again, looking at a 100 kilogram person, that would be 49 kilograms. Again, which is obviously easier than the conventional, as we'd expect, but still pretty reasonable and certainly heavy and hard. How many people can do 20 press-ups in a conventional way is what you've got to ask, and probably not all that many. If you see a lot of these things going around the internet, the press-up challenges and stuff for charity, then people are struggling by the time they get to about 20 reps, 25 reps. So it certainly has some challenge about it. So obviously this was interesting, this research was, because it was just looking at what actual load, rather than trying to just guess, was going on within a conventional press up and an off the knees alternative press up. And the loads are still fairly good, so it does show you that you can manipulate body weight exercises to build muscle and strength. This looked at the bench press. I mentioned earlier about reverse Nordics or Nordic hamstring curls or pistol squats. So they're even harder exercises than just a press up, and therefore there is lots and lots of scope. And in fact, I've done loads of press up variations, in fact over 50, and some of them are rock hard and almost impossible for some people to do. So body weight does actually cut the mustard for a lot of things. So don't rule it out exponentially. Just think, well, if you haven't got the equipment or you have not got the access to the equipment, then it's a good option. So give it a go. Anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time.